Hi everybody, I'm Jason Bear and welcome to another edition of Conner Bear Enterprises Weekly Update. Couple equipment things. It's no longer early training. We're starting to get into just the training season, and I just want to bring up a few helpful hints and tips. One of those is you'll always see me, almost all my videos, and always when I'm working with the dogs or any of our dog equipment, I'm always wearing rubber gloves. And I've experimented with all different types. And the one I found just lately that really I just love this glove is the Atlas Nitrile Touch, and it fits like a second skin. I mean, I can reach into my pocket and grab my change. I can grab my knife. I can handle my harnesses. I can do fine-tune stuff like put a booty on a dog because it fits like a second skin and it's waterproof. The only thing is, I'm always looking at how much a glove costs. This is about $7.99 at a hardware store. You should be able to go in any big hardware store and find this glove, and it's, to try to figure out how long it's going to last. I've had this glove for about 2 weeks. I'm seeing a little bit of wear in between the fingers, where there's some articulation, but still it's mostly waterproof, and I feel pretty good about handling, dog food buckets and stuff. And as a new father, I mean, I know that now it's like I have this concept where my hands have to be as clean as a surgeon's at all times, but you shouldn't have to be worrying about, holding your infant in order to keep your hands clean. I mean, the bottom line is you get everything from fecal matter to, from bacteria from meat and just sort of exposed greasy dog food and stuff. You just try to keep yourself as clean as possible. Okay, moving on. A lot of people have seen me in the Midwest this last year, using a short harness and having some success with it. But what I want to make this really clear is that there's two different types of harnesses I have used, and I'm actually going to be switching to another type of harness that I don't have to show you right now, but I'm going to be looking at a completely different kind of harness for this winter. But for all practical purposes, I worry about some of my friends that see me at a race and go, well, he's doing really well with these harnesses, so I'm going to use them too. Let me just point out a couple differences really quick, because you hear about short harnesses, guard harnesses. This one right here is the one that Jeff King popularized starting in 2003. It's the ManMat Distance harness. You go to the ManMat site, this is what you're going to find, is this particular harness. Got it kind of twisted up here, but essentially it's a short harness. And it has this feature right here that I like, which is this point, if it isn't all wadded up, essentially articulates. So whatever side the dogs are on, it'll go over to that side. And so the dogs can go left or right. I like to put this on my leaders, but this part right here, this is the breastplate, so it fits over like so, and this part would be right under their throat. Is that the harder they pull, the more it'll come up like a choke collar and kind of choke them off. There really isn't a lot of difference between running with this or hooking them into their collar. You hear me talk about running with their collars quite a bit. Well, it's because there isn't that much of a difference. I mean, essentially, this pulls off them like it's a collar. So the only place I use this is for my leaders and my wheel dogs. This is the harness that you're typically going to see me coming down the trail with if you look at videos and pictures of last year. Short harness, easy to mistake because you're just going to see it. The dog's back's going to be right here. The tail's back here and the head's sticking out, so it's a short harness. But the key difference is that it pulls directly from the side. You can designate a left or a right side, and if you look at the front here, it's got more reinforcement. It's got more of just a gradual kind of pull. The dog's head sticks out like this, and it pulls off them almost like you're used to your typical X-back. So it doesn't choke them off. It doesn't penalize them quite as much for pulling. Therefore, you get a little more torque. So what I want to just let everybody who cares about this kind of stuff right now know is that number one, I'm going to be moving to a little bit different type of harness, and number two, that there is a big difference between the distance harness and this is called the ManMat Polka harness. So keep in mind there is a bit of a difference, and I use them both. Okay, you guys, just letting you know, not all good ideas have to be your own. Everybody have a safe Labor Day weekend.